Welcome to CNE here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray.
It's your boy Nikki Tay.
And today we are reviewing Captain Marvel.
Photon blasters. Away! Directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, starring Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson. So, let me start this review by saying what everyone is waiting on.
Is it better than Wonder Woman?
No.
Okay.
This movie is not better than Wonder Woman. Not even close.
Ooh, not close.
Yeah, not even close. DC Universe has definitely a +1 over Marvel. But Captain Marvel is a good film. I think now with the Marvel Cinematic Universe coming to a close, right? The times of good origin movies like Iron Man and Thor for some people, Captain America. That level of origin storytelling is just done. And with Captain Marvel, what we got is something that feels a bit rushed, a bit scattered in places. But overall, it's still a good Marvel movie. Definitely something I would like to see over Iron Man 3.
I would like to see everything over Iron Man 3. But I don't agree with you totally, right? I think that Captain Marvel, like you said, I 100% agree with this, is not better than Wonder Woman. But it's not far off, right? It is a good attempt by Marvel to have their first female superhero movie. So I got to commend them for going in that direction. And I got to commend them for making a pretty decent movie. But for Captain Marvel to open up the new phases of Marvel, it didn't go as hard as Iron Man 1 did, right?
No.
So if that's where you was going with, I agree with you. Like that Iron Man 1 to this is a complete drop off.
No, I agree.
But I do believe that they're going to make more good movies in the future because Marvel has shown that they can.
Of course.
Now let's get back to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, I think, was a good movie. And I think what actually saved this movie, because going into this movie, I didn't think it was going to be as good because of this reason. I think Samuel L. Jackson being in it a lot was actually pretty good. Like, he was in it a lot more than I expected him to be. A lot more. And I think that this was perfect. This was a really good, I guess, secondary character for Carol Danvers in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, or Fury, I'm sorry. Don't beat me up. The Fury. He was a good secondary character in this movie. And the technology that they used to make him look young was phenomenal.
You know how to fly this thing?
We'll see.
That's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did look good. You know, it didn't look fake. I could believe that, he cut about, 15 years off his life. And the movie really feels like a buddy cop movie.
It does.
Which has its pros and cons, right? I mean, you're working with supposedly the strongest superhero that we have seen now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Nick Fury is able to just co-star easily and balance off of her. It seems like he's on the same playing field almost. Maybe not physically, but at least in terms of the acting, in terms of where the movie took us.
And a good thing about this movie, this is my own personal opinion, of course. I know people love Thor Ragnarok and they love Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and they love all this goofy, funny, over-the-top comedy in their Marvel movies. I personally don't. I kind of like it more Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Make a lot of jokes, but also keep me centered with a good story and don't be overbearing with it. And Captain Marvel got away from that, right? They didn't really tell a lot of jokes. There really wasn't a lot of comedy in this movie. And I like that about it. I like that they took her a lot more serious, right? She was a more serious character, and I really did enjoy that aspect of this movie as well.
I did like the little bit seriousness of it, right? It was very dark in tone, trying to figure out who Carol Danvers was. How did she get here? How did she get the powers? All of that was, wasn't too jokey. But the big thing I think this movie lacked was sufficient action. We get the big action scene at the end. We get a few, okay fight sequences here and there. But really, again, seeing her power. Right? And going, wow, this is the person that will defeat Thanos. We only saw a small fraction of that, which I guess is good if this is the tease for Endgame. But come on, I mean, Marvel, you already got me. No need to tease me. Give me Captain Marvel now so that when I get to Endgame, she can hit the ground running.
I would agree. As an action buff that I am, I love action movies or action-oriented movies. It did lack in that department. It wasn't terrible. The action that he did show was actually good, but
really good.
I wanted to see more action from the Kree, right? We only got, one scene at the beginning. I want to see them fight the Skrulls a little bit more, seeing that they are in an ongoing war, and this war been going on so long. Let me see more of that, right? Get me more into the lore of the Kree and the Skrulls, right? I know it's also a origin movie, but you can still let me know what Karen Devil's been doing this whole time, right? What has Captain Marvel been doing since she has left Earth? And they only showed you a little bit of that until they thrusted you back onto Earth. Last but not least, I can appreciate the Stan Lee new montage that they did at the intro. I thought that was phenomenal. Stan Lee is a GOAT, and rest in peace for Stan Lee, of course. So I did want to recognize that before I actually got into the ending of this review. But that's that. Boom. So this movie was good, right? It had a good story. It had really good action. The CGI did not lack, right? The CGI was good, especially for the face, I guess, recognition, the gradation of the age process that they go through. I know that costs a lot of money, by the way. It was good. So all points to that. But like we said earlier, if you compare this to a lot of other Marvel movies, or if you can even compare it to DC's Wonder Woman movie, it did fall short, right? And I'm not saying that I'm comparing this movie and that's where it's going on my review. I'm just saying that we have to, right? Because they're in constant competition, so we have to compare them. They make us almost compare the two, right? So I will have to give this movie a 7.5. I think this movie was solid. It's definitely worth watching. And it's a small taste of maybe what Endgame can be, right? We want it to be a lot better than this movie, but I will say it's a very small taste.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I am also going to give this movie a 7.5. Just based on the fact that it did come after Wonder Woman. I think if it came before, I might say, this is an 8, but then I would probably make Wonder Woman a 9. So, you got to give or take. I also want to say the best things about this movie were the last action scene and definitely the beginning montage with Stan Lee. That was awesome. Rest in peace, the GOAT.
And he also got a cameo, too. I was surprised by that.
He did have a cameo. I absolutely thought, his cameo days were over, but it was good to see him here. Maybe they sneak one in Endgame. Who knows? I'm always there for the surprises. That completes the review for Captain Marvel. I almost called her Miss Marvel. Tell us how you liked it. I know a lot of people, if you were like me, looking at the trailer, you probably thought this movie was going to be crap. Because I honestly did.
I did too.
I thought this movie was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be another Iron Man 3, another Thor 2. What's another dud out there? Another Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Thor Ragnarok for me.
And me too.
I thought it was going to be in that same camp where it's like, okay, for Marvel or for movies in general, yeah, it's okay. But for Marvel, you can do better. But Captain Marvel was definitely their mid-tier movies. It's probably right there with Ant-Man and maybe Ant-Man 2. I still don't know how I feel about that one. As always, make sure you hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all of our reviewing content. And don't forget, you've seen it here.